Hello, good morning, good afternoon. This is Stefan Deras, Pre-Sales Director at Rakuten Aquafadas. I'm glad to be with you today for this new webinar. And first of all, before we start the webinar itself, I want to make sure that you can hear me well and that you can see my screen properly. So you can interact with me through the questions pane within the GoToWebinar control panel, which is on your right side, usually. So if you have any question or any comment, you can push them through this questions pane. This is the only way to interact with me. And you can raise your hand in case you have any difficulty to follow this webinar. So if not, I'm going to start now. Thank you, first of all, for joining us today from different parts of the world. I'm glad to present you this new subject about how to protect your business data within our secured apps and digital content. This webinar is recorded. You'll be getting, after this webinar, you'll be getting an email within the next few days with an hyperlink to download the recording of this webinar as well as the slides in PDF format. So just in case you have no time to finish or you want to share it with some other colleagues or friends, feel free to share that once you get the email after the webinar. So because I don't see any issue or a problem raising, I think I can start now the webinar. So let me show you just, first of all, a very few slides. I want to really dig into a practical webinar on how to use our tools to secure better your apps and content. This is why I will show you just one slide if I get access to my computer again, which seems to be frozen. Sorry for that. Yep, okay. Back on stage. Microsoft was freezing. So we will see today how you can use the Aquafadas suite with different options and tools on how to restrict the access to your content as well as the app itself. As a reminder, you can get access to all the previous webinars on our YouTube channel at Rakuten Aquafadas channel. And if you need any help and see what we provide as a complete solution set and how to use it to create your content and your apps, I really encourage you to go back to this YouTube channel and look for the previous webinars I did. I'm assuming that you already have an app or you are maybe already starting to use our tools. If not, again, you will be able to follow easily my demonstration because remember the Aquafadas suite is intended for non-technical guys and non-developers people in order to create mobile apps and rich digital content for these mobile apps. So you should be able to follow. And if you're already a user of our tools, I think it will be interesting for you to see how you can use the different options available. So when you want to secure your apps and or content, this is mainly because you don't want, first of all, that any content is being disseminated to anyone on the planet. Second of all, you maybe have some sensitive information that you don't want to share with others than the recipients who are intended for this use, and also because you don't want this data to be disseminated everywhere. So there are several methods and options available to you with our tools. First of all, you can secure the app itself. So we will see first that you have different apps deployment method options, which are the regular apps deployment methods. Again, I did a very recent webinar on this subject previously. So if you want to look at this previous webinar, feel free to go again back to the YouTube channel. We will see also how you can restrict the access to the app itself or some specific content with user authentication. We will see how you can encrypt the data, the content within your app. And last but not the least, you will see how you can use our voucher codes to really hide some content and make it available to some specific audience as well as for specific storefronts that you don't want to release for everyone, but for some specific users. So these are the different options. First of all, and again, I won't dig too much into these details because it was part of one of my previous webinars. You know that you have different ways to distribute, publish and distribute your app. It's almost the same between Apple and Google worlds. On Apple, you have even more options to do that. You have the ad hoc option if you want to distribute for testing purpose mainly your app to about 100 devices that you set for 1 year. You are not allowed to renew or change that list except adding devices up to 100 within a year, because every year you'll be able to clean that list only. You have also a test flight option, which is a specific app developed by Apple and available on the iTunes Store that you can download on any iOS device, and which will enable you to distribute to about 10,000 devices, 100 apps simultaneously, but with a limitation in duration, which is 90 days limit. The advantage with the test flight option is that you get a pre-validation step, which will accelerate the final submission step in case you want to submit this app to the App Store. Last but not the least, you have iTunes Store and VPP programs, which are available mainly when you want to distribute your app through the Apple Public Store, or VPP is a specific way for education and large enterprises to distribute in a managed way your apps for these large audiences accounts. But what is interesting is that with all these different options, you have different ways to restrict the distribution of your app, mainly when it comes to in-house enterprise apps, where you can set up your own store within your own company to manage the deployment of your apps by yourself with MDM, MAM solutions, for instance, like mobile device management tools. This is a very good way to make sure that your app will be disseminated only to the proper devices, managed devices, and the proper users, in case you really want to make sure that your app is managed. In case you submit it to the iTunes Store or Play Store, for sure the app will be public, so the only way to limit it will be with the different options you will see in the slides after this one. But this is a very first step that you should take into account for the, again, deployment available options for your apps. Again, you can see much more details in the previous webinar, which I did on that subject. And this is almost the same way for Android again. So let's see now how you can restrict the access to the app, first of all, after you published and deployed it, because the first step was before, it's now after you got your app deployed, because you can always interact after that. The very first option which is available to you will be the force login option. This is a way to really block the access to the whole app by asking for the user login and password before he can see any content within the app. So this is what we call the force login option. That we will start to see immediately. So I'm leaving Microsoft PowerPoint and showing you one of the first applications of the Aquafadas product suite, which is available to you, which is the App Factory iOS, in that case, because I'm using iOS devices for this demo, but you have also an App Factory for Android available. These tools are all available in cloudconnect.aquafadas.com once you created your own account or from your legacy account. You can download it. And remember, the App Factory for iOS is a tool which will be required at the very beginning to generate the app itself, the executable for the app. So what I mean here is that we will be generating an APA file for iOS if we are using App Factory for iOS, and we'll be able to generate an APK file for Android devices if we use Android App Factory for Android. So this is where you create your own personal settings for the app. Again, you don't need to be a developer to do that. This is the only tool which is a bit more technical because this is required by the App Store, Apple App Store, and iTunes, Google Play stores to provide all these details. But the good news is that you don't need to be a developer to fill in these tools. And we also provide a production service which can help you to set it up for you the first time, or we can also work with partners and agencies to help you to do that first process. Once you build your app, you'll be giving a lot of information, parameters, materials like icons, thumbnails, and so on. But what is interesting us today is the different options you have to restrict the access to the app and the content itself. So again, as I told you, there is a forced login option available there, which will help you to activate or deactivate the forced login option. So let me switch it from activated to deactivated. And before we generate again the app with this new option, let me show you the app, how it looks like to start with. So I'm going to use my simulator, Apple Xcode simulator, for this webinar purpose because it's much more efficient and performant to show on my screen for you attending this webinar. We will be using one of our internal sales enablement app, which is this one. We also provide a sales enablement solution for you if you're interested in, which is basically a prepackaged set of features for sales enablement staff. As you can see, we have here an app with a lot of banners, part of this storefront, as we usually name it. The storefront is this first page. You can have embedded storefronts. For instance, you can get another storefront like this one, Welcome on Board, is another one. If I click there, it will get me to a second level storefront. We will come back to that storefront parameter because it's important in the capabilities you have also to hide the storefront. So the storefront is composed of banners, videos, pictures, animations, featured items or carousels as you want, content itself. And we have a lot of contents available there, for instance, with these thumbnails. We will be accessing during this webinar a lot of content in the premium content part of this app, which if I click there is this one. As you can see, we have 4 contents available there, and we could anytime look at one content, download it to our app, and have a look at it. So as you can see, this is an app which is completely open. I did not need any login and password to access it, so I could access anything. But because this is our own sales app, this is distributed only to our sales guys, and only our sales guys have access to this app. So this is, as I told you before, the very first way to restrict the access of your content by distributing the app only on specific devices for a specific target. So let me quit this app that you have seen briefly now. So I'm going to quit it because I'm going to regenerate it with the force login option. So let me come back to the App Factory iOS. I switch the force login option to activated. And now I can use my simulator again to export this new option to my simulator. So let's wait for the generation of the new app version, which should open the Xcode simulator again with my new app version as well. So the new simulator is launching now. The app should be installing as soon as it's launched. And the app is launching now. So as you can see, which is completely different from the very first time I launched the app in front of you, the app is now requesting a login, identifier, and password before I can get any access to the app itself. So this is a forced login option. As you can see, I cannot do anything else than logging in or getting out because nothing else will be available. So naturally, this is quite difficult to submit such an app to public stores because usually Apple and Android won't want secured app this way, which are more intended again for enterprise, internal audience like employees, but also external audiences, but limited like partners, all sorts of managed devices from enterprises like B2B or B2E or B2B2C, whatever. So different audiences, different management, but the force login is very strong because, again, without any login and password, you can't get access to the app. So let me quit this app because we will need for sure to get access to the app. And rather than leaving the force login option, I'm going to deactivate it now. By the way, before I generate the new version of the app, I'm going to show you now the second option which is available to you, which is the capability to restrict access to some documents only if you're authenticated within the app. So which is a very good way as well to manage the people who have access to your content, because you will get them the content released to them only if they are authenticated. And because you usually manage the authentication, I mean the user IDs and passwords, that means that you can really manage very well the distribution of the content to these users. So how do we do that? First of all, you need to activate the accounts option within the app you generate with App Factory again. And then we will see that it's within each document itself that you have a specific metadata, which is available to you to enable or disable the authentication requirement for this content. So let me first of all activate the account capability within the app. So after the force login, I'm gonna now go to another option, which is the account option, which has a lot of settings. Let's go only to the main settings. And there are only two options you should be taking care of. The first one, which is deactivate account, shouldn't be notched, because if you notch it, that means you have no profile, no user management capability within the app. So you should for sure activate the account management, which means unnotch this box. And because you want also to release documents only to the authenticated users, you will want to unnotch this option 2, which is the capability for a user to create his own account, even if he had no account before. So for sure, you need to limit that capability in that case, because you want a restricted distribution to authenticated users that you manage and not people who create their own user account. So make sure that these two boxes are not notched, first of all. Also, we will be using later during this webinar the voucher capability. And the voucher capability is there, so make sure this is also activated in case you want to use it in your app. This is important to set all these parameters up front at the very beginning when you design your app with us or yourself, because once you generate the app and you submit it again to an app store, you need to make sure that this is almost a definitive shot, because you won't be updating your app many times. You know that there is a submission process which takes time, where your app could be rejected by Apple or Google. So you need to make sure that you set up all the options you need at the very beginning, ideally. But then you can naturally, like I'm doing now, you can update these settings anytime and just regenerate anytime your apps. So let me now regenerate my app, the new app, with all these options activated, thanks to App Factory. In the meantime, the app and simulator is now relaunching. Let me hide this one, which we don't need anymore, the App Factory program. The app is installing again, launching again. We don't have anymore the force login option, as you can see. But if we go to the profile tab, we have now something that you didn't see before, because I didn't show you that screen before. But we had no login capability until we unnotched the two boxes that I showed to you. And so now I have a capability to log in with my own user login. Once you're logged in, you will get access to your library, which is persistent across devices. So that's the interest of having a user account on our mobile apps. So you could use this app on an Android device or new iPhone. And as soon as you log in, you will find again all the documents you retrieved before from the app. So if we go to now the home storefront, which is this one. I told you we are going to use the premium content folder, and you can see that we have 4 files. In my documents, there is nothing because I didn't download any document yet. So this is my local library. So let me first of all show you that if you log in, you get access to what you had before. So because I used my login before this demo, if I reuse my identifier and password, I should find back my library. So if I go back to my documents, you can see that we have banners, which will show us that I have some additional documents that I already downloaded before. So this is good, it works. So let me come back now to my profile tab and log out again, just to show you that I'm gonna now hide a document which will be available only for logged in users. So if we come back to this premium content category, you can see the 4 different documents. I'm gonna now publish a new document thanks to the Cloud Connect tool. Publish a new document, but release it again only for authenticated users. For that purpose, I'm gonna use the Cloud Connect. You know that we have 2 main pillars: Cloud Offering for the content creation management part, and Cloud Connect, which is for the distribution of the content and the app management part. So again, if you want to know more about our tools, you're very welcome to look at our website on aquafadas.com, but also on our YouTube channel, Rakuten Aquafadas, where you will find all my previous webinars exposing you how it works. But now let's dig into the main interest, which is how to hide and secure a specific content. So I went to the titles, or let's say the documents management part of our backend system, which is open to you as a user. You can see a list of contents which are available or not for this category that we have seen within the app, because I already selected, and I'm doing it again for you. I'm selecting the sales enablement app that we are using for the demo purpose. And now if I look at the titles, that will show me only the publication titles which are available for that app. And I'm digging now in the voucher or premium content category publication title and looking at all the documents we already published or not in the past in this category. So again, that will correspond to what we see in this premium content folder within the app. As you can see, with all these folders, we have much more content available than what we see within the app. This is mainly due to the availability column that you see there. In front of each content, you have an availability column which will show you different capabilities. As you can see, we have some which are available, like the ready for sales, are all the content already exposed that I can use and download and get as any user without being authenticated in the app. So this is unrestricted access. Now there is another one which I want to use, which is this one, the business app one, which is sold out or could be either sold out or removed from sales, so which means basically that it's not published. And this one, I want now to publish it to everyone. So first of all, I change the state from sold out or removed from sale to ready for sale. As soon as I do that, this content will be available to new users coming to the app, even not being authenticated. So if I do that and I go back to my app, I can close the app to refresh it faster than the time we have, relaunch it, and if we go back to that premium category, you will see that new content appearing at the top. So this is basic, but I released the document for everyone. Now I want to release that document only for authenticated users. So what I'm doing for that purpose is getting it back to the sold out status. I will be quitting the app to make sure that we refresh it for the next time. Okay. And as soon as it's sold out, I can click on this content, get access to a lot of settings for this content, which I'm not gonna describe in this webinar. And if we go to the metadata tab, which is the third one, then I will get access to all metadatas available for this specific document. And if you go down to the require authentication, I can notch it, and as soon as I do that and save it, that means that this document is published, but will be accessible only for people who log in the app. So that's what I'm going to do now. Going back to my simulator, relaunching the app. And if we go back to this premium content, you can see that it disappeared. It's not there anymore because it's not exposed to everyone. In my library, there is still nothing because I'm not logged in. So now I can log in again, like I did before. Okay. And if I go back to the home storefront, go back to the premium content category, you can see that the document is there. If I click on it, it proposes me to download it, right? An interesting thing is with this way, I'm sure that the document is not visible by anyone except people who are logged in into the app. But I could also decide to make it available, exposed, but not downloadable, and make sure that people are logging in once they want it. So that's the last option I wanted to show you. So for that purpose, I'm going to go back again to the list of issues and change the status of this document to ready for sale. But I keep the metadata, which is saying I want and I require authentication to get access to it. So let me show you how it works. If we go back to the app, close the app, again, just to refresh it faster than the regular cycle, relaunch it. If I go back now to, for that purpose, I'm going to log out first because I want to show that it's now exposed to everyone, but not downloadable by everyone. So if I go back to the premium content, you can see that everyone can see that there is a new content. But when you click on it, it will ask you to log in before you can get it, which was different from a public content, which doesn't require authentication like this one, right? So this way, I will log in and go back to the login screen, which is enforcing that aspect, okay? So this is the very first easy way to restrict the access to your content. So let me now make it sold out again so that it's definitely not visible by everyone. Not definitely because I really want now to use another mechanism, which is very interesting, which are the vouchers, to specifically open a document to a specific user. So how are we going to do that? Let me first of all quit my app again to refresh it again. That's it. So my document is now sold out, as you can see, right? So I keep it sold out. That's good. If I want, I could remove the metadata which I have said before, which was require authentication, because however, I'm not exposing it to the public now anymore, so I'm saving that option. It's fully hidden, except that I really would like now to expose it to some specific people with a specific code. This specific code is what we call a voucher code, and let me show you how you can easily create such voucher code with our interface. So first of all, now that we get the content ready, let me go back to the app itself. With each app, you have a lot of settings, and one of them is a capability to manage vouchers. Vouchers are like coupons that you can give to someone to get a specific content within your app, and only these people with that specific code will get access to it. So how do we create it? We have in the voucher screen, you have here a button, create a new rule. So you need to create that new rule, which is a rule to, in fact, create activation parameters for this voucher. So let me name it webinar voucher demo for US, for instance. Let me reuse that description into my description feed. This is more for management purpose. And now you can set the limitations of this code, because when you give a coupon or a promotional code or a confidential restricted code to someone, you want maybe that code to be available for a specific duration, specific period of time. or until a specific limited date. So this is exactly what you said here. You could set up a limitation in terms of date. For instance, I want this coupon to be available and active until 31st of October at the very latest. I want also to give a capability for someone using that coupon to activate, for instance, 2 devices. We will see that after we will be generating the code itself. You can even give a content lifetime if you didn't set an expiration date. So if I'm unnotching the expiration date, I could say that this coupon or specific code is active for 1 month only. And then you will say on which content you want to associate this coupon. So let me search for my publication title again, which was this one. And then I see all my contents that you have seen before. I'm going to select the business app one, which is the one we worked on. Click on the add selected issues again. Click OK. And now the rule itself is built. From the rule itself, now you can generate the codes. How do you do that? You click on the I on the right side and then generate codes button. And that will be generating now an Excel spreadsheet with all the codes inside. So now I want to say, how many codes do you want? In case I would like to distribute it to 15 people, I'm going to say, please generate me 15 codes. Remember that each code will have the rule parameters that we have set before. So for instance, each code will be able to, for each of these destination recipient to activate 2 devices, for instance. So let me ask for 15 codes. It's now generating a delimited file that you can see on my bottom left. So I'm clicking on it to open it in either Excel spreadsheet or numbers. In that case, let me show it to you in a bigger mode. And you can see my 15 codes generated by the system. Now I can use any of this code within my application to release the content. So how do I do that? I go back to my application, and you can first of all give that code verbally to the people you want, for instance. And then you can go to the profile tab, and there you get the user code option, which is available only if you notch the voucher parameter in App Factory, if you remember my demo up front. So I'm going to use a code and type it now. So 3GHSOPUDU. Okay. And voucher redeemed with success, good news. So now if I go back to the home screen and I go to the premium content category, you can see that the content is available. But only me can see that content now because I got the code. No one else can see it, which is different from the previous option, which was a way to secure for all people who were authenticated. In that case, I don't need to be authenticated. I could be, but this is only because I got the code that I could get the content itself. And if I get there, I can download it, even if I'm not logged in, as you can see in that case. So this is a very good way to restrict the usage of your content to specific users. Naturally, there are many different ways to send that code because now time is over for my webinar. So you could decide to send it through a deep link to your users rather than giving it to them as a copy-paste. You could ask it and send it through the app itself. So how do you do that? You can use, for instance, text message like I'm doing there. You can see that I did it already before, so I'm using my personal phone. And there is a way to send to a specific app a voucher code like this one. So I'm going to copy this one, paste. So in fact, you get all of that described in our documentation on aquafadas.com/documentation. And instead of this code, I'm going to use another one, which is this one, for instance, and use it there. Sorry. Okay, and I'm sending it to my personal professional phone from my personal phone from my computer because it's faster and easy to do. And if we have a look at my professional phone that you get mirrored on my screen now, if I go to my text message, I should be getting that message. And if I click on it, it will open automatically the app itself and pre-fill the voucher code field. And as soon as I do that, it will release the content for me on that new device. And again, I should be seeing it in my own library like this one. Sorry for the phone itself. So that was a good way to send your voucher code. You could also use if you want the notifications capabilities within Cloud Connect itself, because you know that you can manage your own notifications within Cloud Connect again for this app. If I look at this one, which I created before, I could easily send a message like this, which would be sending a notification to all my app users with this code. In that case, it would be sent to all the app users, for instance, and not a specific user only. But you have different ways to use it. Again, remember to have a look at the documentation itself, which has been fully refurbished and renewed recently. So if you go to, again, aquafadas.com/documentation, and then you can look for voucher, for instance, which will get you a complete and detailed description on how to use it. But if you want, you could also look for deep links, which is a capability I just used to disseminate a specific voucher code. For instance, you type deep link and you get access to much more details on the way to send a URL to a mobile users with direct access to whatever you want within that app. For instance, I told you at the very beginning, you have also a way, if you want, to hide a storefront, because when we look at this one, this is the main storefront. If you want, you can also manage specific storefronts in Cloud Connect. You remember maybe, or maybe you did it before, but you have a nice way to manage a storefront. In that case, I created a hidden storefront in my back office, which is this one, which has some pictures like the Rakuten sponsor logo, which has a spotlight banner and a grid banner. But this storefront is not embedded in any of the other storefronts of the app, which means it's not displayed by default. It's a hidden storefront, as I say. So I'm gonna, if I want, I could release and send only that storefront to some specific user with exactly the same mechanism, which are deep links. And using this deep link, I could say, okay, please send that store model, which is hidden from all the users, to this guy. So I sent it to my mobile phone. And even if I could be searching all the different areas of this app, I wouldn't be able to see that storefront unless I receive that specific URL, which is a deep link. So if you have a look now again to my personal phone, I go back to my message, and now I should be getting now a direct access to my store model. And you can see now that within the app, I am accessing a specific storefront which no one else had access unless they have that specific deep link or URL available. So the good news is that you can restrict the access to the app. You can restrict access to some specific contents with different mechanisms, from forced login to authentication to voucher codes, but also hidden storefronts. All of that are available. Remember that all these options that we have seen before could be combined together if you want to make a very secure app. The only one I didn't show in details is the content encryption one, which is giving you the capability, if you want to encrypt all of this content, with a DRM option available in Cloud Offering and the Adobe InDesign plugin for the Xav utility application. If you need any more information on that, I recommend you to use our support. But also you can send me a question. I'll be glad to show you in details how it works. Remember that the web encryption is limited, however, and it will be also slowing down the performance for sure.